Hi, this is Shannon Hennig, and I want to tell you a little bit about something I call the yes and game. This is completely stolen from improv comedy shows where one person stands up and they do something and the next person takes this and adds to it. They don't say, no, it wasn't a cow, it was a dog. No, no, no. That just kills the comedy and kills the conversation. They just keep going back and forth and running with it. So we were going in the car and we saw a beautiful woman. Yes. And she stopped us and asked us for directions. But her directions were for some. And it just keeps going and going and going. No matter how bizarre or ridiculous it is, you just add to it. And you ask any good comedian who does improv or sketch comedy. And that is key. And so I was trying to think when someone said, I like your class, Shannon, because there are no wrong answers. Which isn't exactly true, but when I am doing my class, I do try to make sure there's lots of opportunities where I can play the yes and game. So I read a page of a book and I ask people if they think it's boring or interesting. Some people say it's boring. Some people say it's interesting. I don't care, there's no wrong answer. So if they say it's boring, I'm like, yeah, because I've just asked all of you what you think about this page. They say it's interesting, I go, oh, well, why is that? And if they say the word dog, I might be like, it would be more interesting with a dog. I want to go back and check to see if there's a dog. Ooh, is it an invisible dog? I think I see an invisible dog right there. So I just keep modeling more and more language. I might do something where I put some different words, sweet, sour, something else. And if we're practicing cards, I'd be like, well, what do you think about this card of an ice cream cone? And they might say they think it's sweet. They might think it's sour. I'm like, sour? Why do you think it's sour? You know what I think is sour is when it falls on the ground and it starts to rot. So we just keep running with it. So I'm adding this richness. I don't say, oh, ice cream's not sour, it's sweet. That just kills the conversation. So if I want to keep kids talking, I keep thinking yes and, yes and, yes and coming up with activities where there aren't any wrong answers. They can kind of throw anything out. They can be cheeky and funny and humorous. They can be serious. They can go on tangents because that's what language learners do. So that's just a little bit of my tip to keep in your arsenal to occasionally think yes and, no matter how ridiculous some of the things our student says. That's really where the fun is anyways. Thanks.